Good morning. I said Dr. Vasili, Professor, Department of Pharmacy, College of Pharmacy in Tripura. Today my topic is biodynamic agriculture. In the introduction part, biodynamic agriculture is a form of organic farming. This involves the various concepts. These concepts were introduced by Rudolf Steiner in the year of 1924. This was recognizing the biological and chemical values of soil and soil fertility. This biodynamic agriculture has recognizing that biological and chemical values of soil and soil fertility. It's an alternative method. What is going on here? Chemical fertilizers entirely replaced by microbial nutrients. These microbial nutrients derived from microorganisms like bacteria, algae, fungi. It also emphasizing that the uses of minerals and compost. This is a good introduction part of biodynamic agriculture. Then in the manufacture of compost and field sprays, they are using various herbs and mineral additives for the manufacture of compost and field sprays. Then in biodynamic agriculture, they are promoting green manuring, composting, crop rotations, intercropping, mixed croppings. Then as well as they are employing predators and parasites. They are considered as a natural enemies of pests. These are the way followed in biodynamic agriculture. Then various guidelines were described under good agricultural practices. What is the purpose here is to streamline the cultivation of medicinal plants as per the well-regulated methods and have to be followed that systematic way in the cultivation process, and it is also for important for the production of good quality of plant material. This is the purpose of good agricultural practice. They are giving various guidelines. Then various stages are involved in this good agricultural practices. What are the stages? Seeds. First stage is seed and propagation materials. Seed and propagation material under this heading, seeding materials first should be authenticated. Authenticated means it is nothing but botanical identification. This authentication, it indicates the plant variety, what it is, then cultivar use date, phenotype, then where it is originated. These are the parameters coming under authentication. Then seeding materials 100% traceable. 100% traceable means cheaply available. Then seeding material should be parent material of vegetative part. They should use their parent material of vegetative part. That parent material of vegetative part also should be authentically certified. Then second stage of GAP is cultivation. Cultivation depends upon the method of cultivation, whether they are using conventional or organic method. Here, growers should follow some standard operating procedures for cultivation of medicinal plants. They also should avoid the environmental disturbances also. Then also follow that appropriate crop rotations. These are the points considered in the cultivation. Then third stage of GAP is soil and fertilization. Soil and fertilization is especially medicinal and aromatic plants should not be cultivated in soil due to avoidance of contamination. Then they should have taken care of it. So, what is that? Prevention measures for the contamination of soil. So soil should also not be contaminated by heavy metals, pesticides, then other unnatural chemicals. This is the very important thing is soil and fertilization. Then uses of fertilizer and other chemical products should be as a minimum quantity. That is a very highly toxic to humans. That's why it's very preferable as a minimum quantity. So next to move on for the stage of GAP is irrigation. Irrigation should be minimized. They should irrigate as per their needs of the plant. Needs of the plant they have to irrigate. Then irrigation water also should be avoid from contaminants such as fecal matter, pesticides, herbicides, then unnatural chemical substances, herbicides, then other hazardous substances. These are the unwanted materials avoid from that irrigation water. Then fifth one is crop maintenance. Crop maintenance is the fifth stage of GAP. So the first process is tillage. Tillage is the preparation of land for growing medicinal plants. That is the process tillage. This process should be adapted to attain good plant growth. They should be followed that process. Then pesticides and herbicides should be avoided as far as possible should be avoided. Then use of pesticides, herbicides, suppose if they are using these, they also to be documented. That is the very important. Then sixth point is harvesting. Sixth stage of GAP is harvesting. Harvesting should be done when the plants are in their best quality, when they are reaching best quality and quantity. That is the right time to harvest the plants. So harvesting should be done on when they are reaching best quality and quantity. Then harvesting should be done in the right time. Right time means due to that wet soil, new rain, high humidity. These are the unfavorable conditions can produce unfavorable effects. So to avoid these types of unfavorable effects, we can harvest in right time. Then seventh process is primary processing. After harvesting, we have to go for some primary processing. What are they? Washing, drying, freezing. These are the processes done by some equipments. No? That equipments must be cleaned and serviced routine basis. Then buildings which are used for processing should be cleaned and aerated properly and provide protection for harvested crop from birds, insects, rodents, etc. Then all the processed after these processing, after the completion of these processing, all the materials should be inspected. After inspection, some substandard materials must be discarded. Then eighth stage is packaging. Packaging should be done in very clean, very dry and preferably new sacks and bags. New cases are preferred for packaging. Then label must be clear. Then must be permanently fixed. Then label should be prepared from non-toxic materials. Then main thing is reusable packaging materials. Suppose they are using subsequent time means the reusable packaging material should be well cleaned and dried before subsequent use. That should be care should be taken to avoid contamination. Then ninth one, storage and transport. Packaged dried material and volatile oils should be stored in a dried, well aerated building. This building which was controlled in a temperature fluctuation should be controlled. It should be in controlled condition. Temperature should be fluctuations be avoided. And good aeration is also should be provided. Then fresh products should be stored between 1 to 5 degrees Celsius. Then frozen products should be stored below minus 18 degrees Celsius or below minus 20 degrees Celsius for the long-term storage. Then what about the essential oils? Essential oil should be stored as per the chemical storage standard method. During transportation, adequate aerated vehicles should be used during transportation. And then one thing is during transportation, national rules and regulations should be followed by cultivators. Then 10th stage of GAP staff requirements. Staff requirements persons who are all involved in GAP, good agricultural practices should have adequate training, adequate education related to quality of medicinal plants. They must have a high degree of personal hygiene. Then suppose they are infecting with some communicable diseases, they should not be allowed to come in contact with plant materials and come in contact with the root to avoid contaminations. Then 11th stage is documentations. Very, very important processes coming under GFP is documentation. Here, all the propagation material, all the steps involved in production process, all the starting materials, all the processing steps, and where it is located, where it is cultivated, location, then all agreements made between buyer and grower should be fixed in the written form. No, so these are all things should be documented. It's very, very important. Then 12th one is quality assurance to ensure the quality of cultivated medicinal plants. Persons who are involved in that GAP, we must have education regarding that quality assurance to ensure the good quality of the product. Then consultation and feedback. Consultation and feedback should be taken from buyers for medicinal aromatic plants regarding their quality. And also agreement and consultation. Then what about the feedback? These are all should be documented finally. Then what about pest and pest management in medicinal plants? What it is pest? Pest is an undesired animal or plant which causes the significant loss of cultivated medicinal plants. In different types of pests are there. What are they? Different types: fungus, virus, insect, weeds, non-insect pest. Then under the heading of fungus and virus, Asclepiada atropa. This is the example for fungus. It will cause the necrosis of leaf. Then Cercospora atropa, that will produce the leaf spot disease. Then what about insects such as flea, beetle, flies, moth, cutworms? These are the insects produces a significant loss of cultivated medicinal plants. Then what about weeds? Weeds or undesired plant, it can produce more losses compared with it other pests and diseases. By which way it will causes the loss means it will cause depletion and shortage of nutrients, water, light, space to the cultivated plants, and also it will increase the labor cost and equipment cost also. That finally it will reduce the quality of cultivated medicinal plants. Then what are the examples of weeds? Parthenian weed, ragweed, American tree, then varnish tree. These are the plants considered as weed. Then non-insect pest, they are having some classification. One is vertebrate, another one is invertebrate. Vertebrates like animals like monkeys, rats, rabbits, squirrels, birds. Then invertebrates like crabs, snail, nematodes. These are all coming in the invertebrates. Then how can we control pest? By using what are the methods to achieve pest control? We have to follow these types of 4 methods: mechanical, agricultural, biological, and chemical method. Then what about mechanical method? Includes hand picking, pruning, burning, then using pest traps, then collection and destruction of eggs and larvae, then construction of concrete warehouse to protect the crops from rodents and animals. Then rat and mouse traps also used for pest control. By this way, by this way we can control pest by mechanical method. Second thing is agricultural method. It includes various methods such as crop rotation, intercropping, integrated weed management, then solarization. These are the agricultural methods to control pest. Protection of pest and insect resistant plants through genetic engineering technique is another approach for pest control. Then what about biological method? Biological method By what way achieving this method is combating pests with other living organisms. For example, employment of cats to combat rats and sparrows, then employment of birds to eat insects. These are the way to control pest. Then some chemical substance like sex attractants, like sex hormones secreted in female insects, that can also be prevent the reproduction of pest. So by this way, we can control the pest. This is about biological method. Then chemical method, pests are controlled by using some of the chemical pesticides like insecticides. Example for insecticides, malathion, parathion, methoxychlor. Then what about fungicides like chlorophenols, quater-ammonium compound. Then herbicides, 2,4-dichlorophenoxytic acid, calcium, arsenate. And then rodenticides, arsenic trioxide, the pesticides, tetradeform, chlorobenzolate. These are the chemical pesticides. The one thing is it's very highly toxic to human beings and animals. So improper uses of chemical pesticides make them a highly risk. So our level just we can avoid this types of pesticides. Then what about biopesticides and bioinsecticides for pest management? Pesticides obtained from natural sources, like bio means living things. Pesticides, biopesticides obtained from living source, natural sources like microorganisms, plants, animals, insects, then certain minerals. Then what are the advantages of biopesticides over the chemical pesticides? Why we are preferring biopesticides? Means it is non-toxic, biodegradable. Then main thing is it will not leave any toxic substance with human beings. Then it is a less expensive. Then it can be grown along with the cultivated medicinal plants. Then eco-friendly. Then do not affect soil fertility. Finally, it's very important. It's very safe to handle and use. These are the advantages of biopesticides. Then what are the types of biopesticides? Microbial, biochemical, plant pesticides. What does coming under microbial pesticide as microorganisms? Hence it is called as microbial pesticides. Microbial pesticides can control the pest by affecting the specific target site. By this way, it is attacking the pest. Then biochemical pesticides, what about this? I already discussed earlier. Natural occurring chemical substance like sex hormones, sex attractants secreted in female insect that will prevent the reproduction of pest. Then what about plant pesticides? Some of the plants have been reported as a pesticidal or insecticidal properties that can be grown along with the cultivated medicinal plants to combat insects, to prevent insects, to prevent the allowing that insects can be used in powdered form. The types of plants can be used in powdered form or in extracted form to spray on the crops for pest control. What are the plants coming in the pesticide insecticidal activities? Neem, tobacco, pyrethrum, there is rian. Riania. These are the plants used as pesticidal property. Then some of the important microbial pesticides. Microbial pesticides, hence it is obtained from microorganisms like Bacillus thuringiensis, that is a microorganisms. It will control the Lepidopterous pests like American bollworm in cotton and stem borers in rice. Then Acrobacterium radiobacter, with it will control the brown gall disease. Brown gall disease can be seen in peaches, grapevine, rose plant, then various plants. This disease caused by soil-borne pathogen, Acrobacterium tumefaciens. Acrobacterium tumefaciens, it will kill by Acrobacterium radiobacter. Acrobacterium radiobacter, it is possessing the two important features. One is it can able to colonize the host root. Then second feature is it can produce antibiotic like agrocin. That agrocin, it is acting against Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Trichoderma, it's a fungicide. This is also acting against Nectia gallicana. That Nectia gallicana, it will causes the disease, silver leaf disease of fruit trees. So it can be controlled by trichoderma. Then Metarhizium anisophila, it infects the spittlebug, rhinoceros beetles. Peoria basina, it will control the Colorado potato beetle. Verticillium lecani act against aphids and whiteflies. Then Pneumocria really controls the soybeans caterpillars. Then Baculovirus act against Lepidopterus hymenopterus pest. These are the methods involved in pest control and pest management. Herewith, I can conclude this my topic. Thank you.